This is my visit to the Hart House in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I started watching wrestling pretty early in my life. I was 5 years old. I saw WrestleMania 6. But I got into wrestling after seeing SummerSlam 1991, and in particular Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect. Since then, and till this day, Bret Hart is still my favourite wrestler of all time. So, being in Alberta, I did make a slight pilgrimage to this house, as it's very famous for all kinds of wrestling history. Obviously, it was home to the famous Hart family, who owned the Stampede territory. Stu Hart bought the house in 1951, and he stayed there until his death in October of 2003. It is where Owen Hart and Bret Hart trained to become wrestlers. It was the home to numerous pets from the Stampede territory. It's probably most famous for the dungeon, which was in the basement of the house, which is where wrestlers such as Billy Graham, British Bulldog, Edge, Chris Jericho learned to wrestle. If you watch wrestling in the early 90s, you always heard about the famous Hart family dungeon. I believe it was first referred to by Jesse Ventura on commentary. In 2007, the home was planned for demolition, not the tag team, but it never went through, and in 2012 it was registered by Calgary as a heritage site. This is the skyline of Calgary. The building with the saddle-shaped roof is the Saddle Dome, which wrestling fans will recognise or remember from being the home of probably the best In Your House pay-per-view, which was the Canadian Stampede. It's also where the Calgary Flames play, and I believe, without renovations, it's the oldest arena in either the NBA or NHL, but my knowledge of American sports is not the best. The Calgary territory was very important for wrestling. It was the start for Dynamite Kid, Chris Benoit, Bret Hitman Hart, Brian Pillman, and that is the grey building with a little bit of yellow just next to the Saddle Dome. That was the original arena. The Saddle Dome was built to replace it. Thank you for watching.